escort for protection of Aborigines had come into being, and its Inspector of Station, John Green, he got up to see them on the American River, and they said, look, this is no good for us. We're not happy here at all. So he said, look, I'll go back to Melbourne and see if I can negotiate land. Well, it takes time for government to do things, but when he did come back, and they'd had enough, he said, look, let's pack up and go down to the Yarra, and I'll find your land when we get there. So in January, February 1863, that's 150 years ago today practically, they trudged down across the mountains with all their belongings, about 40 of them. Amongst them is John and Mary Green and their 3 children. And they arrived here probably very close to where we are today in early February 1863. John Green hopped on his horse and rode into Melbourne, and he successfully negotiated land. He came back 2 or 3 weeks later. He said, look, I've got land. It's not far from here. It's a good land. It's on the river. It has a beautiful little creek flowing through it. So look, let's all go across to it. So that's 150 years ago, practically today. There's no firm date when they set off on the walk that we'll be doing ourselves in a few minutes. You must remember this, there's no Healesville then. No, not a single house, not a single person, no roads, no houses, nothing. It's just bush. But across on the other side of the Watts River, just a mile or 2 away, on New Chum Creek, there's a very busy group of bullickies and packers waiting for the news that a road or a truck had been cut through to Woods Point. On the way down from the American River to Healesville, the Aboriginal people had been met by two packers, Carter and Philippe, and they explained to them that they were carving a pathway for packers to Woods Point. So these bullickies and packers are waiting impatiently on New Chum Creek, are waiting for word back from them. And of course, once that news came through, Healesville came into being. Healesville grew very quickly, but say within 12 months of houses and roads and people living here where we are today. So that's very briefly the story that I have to tell. But I'd like you to carry it with you in your mind as you walk from here to Coranderrk. Think about these people. Out front there would have been Simon Wonga. Simon's in his 50s. Beside him would be William Barak. They were both in that party. Also with them the John and Mary Green and 3 young children. The youngest child, Mary, was only a few months old. None of them knew just what was ahead of them, what the future held for them. All they had was John Green saying it was good land, and there's 4,860 acres of it that the government wanted to sign over to. So it all sounded like good news, and it was good news for 12 years. Between them, they built 23 cottages. They had a dairy herd and a beef cattle herd. They had their own orchard and hop field. They had a church, which acted as a school really, which acted as a church on Sundays. They had everything they ever wanted. After those 12 years, the whole thing fell apart. It had nothing to do with what Aboriginal people had done. It had to do with what the bigwigs of Melbourne were doing. A terrible story of how they decided that Coranderrk had to be closed. But I won't tell you about that. I haven't got time this morning. Perhaps I can tell you at some later date. So that's the message to carry in your mind. 40 Aboriginal people, young people, old people, John Green, Simon Wonga, and the Green and Mary Green, going out to a place that they would have known of, had no name. They gave it the name Coranderrk after they arrived. So I'll leave that with you and think about what happened here 150 years ago.
Mick, thank you very much for an incredibly informative and heartfelt presentation about the context and why we're standing here as we are today.
Once we get going, they have to stay versus front band. Yep.
Where's the bus on, Michael?
I wonder who's going to be the first.
We're at the start of the walk. Everyone's got plenty of energy at the moment. I think we'll probably slow down towards the end. Heading into Maroondah Highway.
Hey Rod.
Hello. Good on you, Mick. Can't see very well, it's a bit dark in there.
Along this bit, till we get around the corner onto Delbury Road.
You get that too?
Walking along Delbury Road. Rest time.
Just make yourself a basement. Thank you.
We've held the traffic up a bit.
I'm just going to say a couple of quick words. It'll be very quick. Wominjeka, that means welcome in my language, so I'm saying to you, welcome you people to my part of the country. It's great to see, I'll use this word, friends. That's what you are to us. So we do appreciate you walking with us, so thank you very much.
They're running up ahead. We're here at last.
She didn't get much here, but
We had an unwedding.
yeah.
And down there will be the site of the festival. The stage will be just down there.